Jai Gurudev children, this is Angairkani, your English teacher, and I welcome you all to today's session. Let's observe these sentences. Last night, I played my guitar loudly. She mopped the house yesterday. It rained last week. Susie went to the market last Monday. John waited at the bus stop for an hour. Last night I played my guitar loudly. She mopped the house yesterday. It rained last week. Susie went to the market last Monday. John waited at the bus stop for an hour. In these sentences, we see the past verb form which denote the action that happened or existed in the past. To formulate the simple past tense verb, we add ed. There are some simple past tense verbs such as wrote, gave, went, etc., which are entirely different from the present tense verb form. However, there are some simple past tense verbs such as cut, put, set, hit, etc., which remain the same in the present and past tense forms. The two types of past verbs are regular and irregular verbs. The two types of past verbs are regular and irregular verbs. We add ed to the simple form of verbs. Example, worked, lived, moved, etc. We don't add ed to the irregular form of verbs. Examples, got, go, ate, etc. These verb forms are entirely different from the present verb form. Let's see some more examples of regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs in their present and past form. Work, worked, live, lived, move, moved, open, opened, wait, waited. Irregular verbs in their present and past forms. Be can be converted into was or were according to the subject. Get becomes got, go, went, put, have, had. As you can see, regular verbs add ed to make the past tense and irregular verbs change their form entirely and some remain same. The most important verb to learn in the past tense is be. Let's see how they change in singular and plural forms. I was, we were. You were, you were. He was, they were. She was, they were. It was, they were. We use was for singular subjects and were for plural subjects. The exception is you, where we use were in both the singular and plural forms. Let's observe these sentences too. The sun was shining every day that summer. The children were laughing at my jokes. The audience was applauding until he got off the stage. We were making lunch when they arrived. We were eating dinner at 8 o'clock. The sun was shining every day that summer. The children were laughing at my jokes. The audience was applauding until he got off the stage. We were making lunch when they arrived. We were eating dinner at 8 o'clock. Past continuous tense says about an action that was ongoing till a certain time in the past. The past continuous of any verb is composed of two parts. The past tense of verb to be, which can be converted as was or were according to the subject, and the base of the main verb plus ing. If the subject is singular, we use was, And if the subject is plural, we use were with the verb and ing. Let's see some more examples of the past continuous tense. I was studying. You were studying. He was studying. Rantik was studying. The boy was studying. She was studying. The girl was studying. We were studying. They were studying. The children were studying. We can add any expression of time like last night, yesterday, last evening, at 8 o'clock, or objects like a book, a report, or document, etc., with these sentences to make them more meaningful. In the past continuous tense, the action was ongoing till a certain time in the past. This tense is used to talk about an action at a particular time in the past. When we use the past continuous tense, we usually know or understand what time we are talking about. We use the simple past and past continuous tense to set the scene in stories. We use it to describe the background situation at the moment when the action begins. Let's understand subject and verb agreement. Subject and verb must agree with one another in number. Thus, if a subject is singular, its verb must also be singular. If a subject is plural, its verb must also be plural. Let's see some examples. There is a book on the table. The dogs are barking at the stranger. She was going to the church last Sunday. Manoj and Mahesh were good friends. The cat sleeps in the basket. The flowers look beautiful. There is a book on the table. Here, the subject, book, is singular, so we use the singular verb is. The dogs are barking at the stranger. Here, the subject is plural, so we use the plural form of the verb are. She was going to the church last Sunday. The subject here is she, which is singular, so we use was and verb plus ing for the past continuous tense. Manoj and Mahesh were good friends. Here, the subject is plural, so we use were as the main verb as the sentence is in past tense. The cat sleeps in the basket. Here, we use sleeps, that is verb plus yes, because the cat is in third person singular and the sentence is in simple present tense. The flowers look beautiful. Here we use only the simple verb form as the subject is in third person plural. We have to remember that subject and verb must agree with each other, and this is what we call as subject verb agreement. Design popcorn kernels and a popcorn box using chart and colors, and write the simple past tense verbs in the kernels. Thank you, children. We will meet again.